I think people would be surprised to know that the guy delivering yours midnight sushi or whatever is like under the minimum wage.
At its worst is when it's very volatile work, when something happens to the provider and they have no protections.
We've all done it. Whether it's ordering pizza at midnight through Deliveroo, staying at someone's house on Airbnb, or even just getting an Uber. But who are the people behind these services? And what's the cost of our never-ending need for convenience?
When I jump on my bike in the morning, I feel like I'm going to do something that makes me alive. But at the same time, it's so dangerous. I came here from Italy because I was looking on Gumtree or like Facebook, and it was like all around supper time, join us, ride the bike, have fun. So I said, oh, okay, I can ride a bike. I just go for it, and I tried, and it was like pretty fun.
It's estimated 100,000 people in New South Wales alone are working in the so-called gig economy.
These platforms, when they work best, is when they empower a person to make money or use a skill in a way that wasn't previously possible.
Rachel splits workers into 3 groups. Full-timers who are dependent on the income, moonlighters who do it for a bit of extra cash around their full-time work, and people like students and stay-at-home parents who need more flexibility than regular work.
Hi. Yeah, for Mark. I was working like 40 hours. Guys who are training for like Tour de France or whatever, they train for 45, 50 hours. So it's pretty much the same, except that France is flat, Sydney is hilly. My contract was hourly rate plus delivery rate. So I was getting $14 an hour plus $5 every delivery.
David was one of the first generation of Foodora riders, which means he's on a pretty sweet deal. But like all gig economy platforms, Foodora has started rolling back what it pays its workers.
Like I can make up to $50 an hour because I know where to go, I'm pretty fast. If you're new, you don't know where to go and you don't know how to ride a bike properly, you don't get any money because you just waste your time. It's like you're working but you're not getting paid.
How these companies get away with paying minimum wage is that usually the people working for them are not employees but private contractors. And this is where it gets messy.
So we've found that the gig economy is like the Wild West industrially. We've found that people are working for no penalty rates, no permanent jobs, no workers' compensation, no dispute resolution procedures. It's just a hodgepodge of conditions, and they're very basic.
What do we want? Fair wages! When do we want it? Now!
Workers around the world have been protesting for better working conditions. Locally, Unions New South Wales took the fight to Airtasker.
We wanted them to provide a basic level of coverage for their employees or the people working on their platform, but also to have minimum rates of pay installed in their platform.
Airtasker lets anyone put odd jobs up for auction. It can range from putting up IKEA furniture to picking up someone else's dog poo. Once the task is posted for the suggested price, those who want the job bid for it.
We know that some people will choose between having a job that's paid under the minimum rate as opposed to having no job. I don't think that's right. I don't think the general Australian public would say that's a fair situation.
I think the number one thing that workers want is work. And so if we ask our Airtasker workers, hey, if we took these measures and we increased rates and we kind of forced it to be this way, but you'll get 10% of the number of jobs, then I think they would probably say, well, no, we don't want all those measures to take place.
I mean, these are archaic forms of regulation. Innovation requires taking a risk. It requires disrupting norms and mechanisms. We really should be innovating around these problems versus just trying to squash them with red tape and regulation.
But regulation is just what the unions want. And earlier in the year, Unions New South Wales and Airtasker reached an agreement they hailed as a world first.
So we did a couple of things. The first thing was around educating people on what fair rates are for various kinds of work. The second piece was around trust and safety, so letting people know that, for certain kinds of jobs, you should do certain kinds of safety measures. And the third part was around insurance and disputes.
But the agreement isn't legally binding, and Airtasker didn't set a minimum hourly wage.
We always hope for more, but given it's a world first, it's an online platform and it hasn't been done anywhere else in the world. Am I happy? Yes. Can we do better? Yes.
You don't necessarily want to commoditize human beings down into just the hours that they put in. I think we actually want to look at each human being and kind of like empower them to realize the value of their unique skills.
And if the sound of using your unique skills of picking up someone else's dog poo for below minimum wage sounds pretty crap, you're not the only one.
Be your own boss is like bullshit. Like, we are not really our own bosses. We are just people who are not getting paid enough.